Quick disclaimer. We are not lawyers or judges, but did our own research, so should you, as with everything in life. Now let's start. The modern defender's dilemma. In an era where personal safety concerns intersect with increasingly complex legal landscapes, the quest for effective protection becomes a nuanced challenge, especially in nations like Canada, where firearm access is heavily restricted. This reality demands not just physical tools, but a profound understanding of legal boundaries, environmental awareness, and strategic psychology. Whether navigating urban streets after dark or camping in remote wilderness, preparedness transcends mere equipment. It becomes a mindset rooted in legality, proportionality, and intelligent foresight. Across Canada's diverse threat landscapes, from city alleyways to boreal forests, citizens face genuine risks without the option of armed deterrence. Yet within these constraints lie creative, lawful, and potent alternatives that empower individuals while respecting societal frameworks. This exploration uncovers that sophisticated ecosystem of protection, transforming vulnerability into vigilant resilience. Canada's legal framework, the foundation of defense. The proportionality principle. Canadian self-defense law revolves around Section 34 of the Criminal Code, which permits reasonable force only when directly proportional to an imminent threat. Crucially, the perception of threat must be objectively reasonable, considering factors like the attacker's size, weapon use, and environmental context. For example, isolated areas heighten reasonable fear. For instance, brandishing a knife against verbal harassment would be excessive, whereas using a flashlight to disorient an armed assailant might be lawful. Intent dictates legality. Unlike the US, Canada criminalizes items designed for human harm. However, repurposing everyday objects, like a heavy flashlight or dog spray, becomes lawful if carried for non-violent reasons. Prosecutors scrutinize intent. Possessing a tactical pen is legal if framed as a writing tool. Calling it a skull crusher invites charges. Deadly force, a legal quagmire. Lethal tools like firearms or knives face near total prohibition in defensive contexts. Even during home invasions, killing an intruder risks murder charges unless the defender proves no alternative existed. Courts dissect responses second by second. Ongoing force after a threat neutralizes void self-defense claims. Urban defense, tools and tactics for concrete jungles. Personal alarms. These pocket-sized devices emit ear-splitting sirens that disorient attackers and attract attention. Models with strobe lights increase visibility at night. Studies show their shrill tone can reduce assault completion rates by over 60%. Tactical flashlights. Beyond illumination, high-lumen models feature strobe settings to blind attackers temporarily. Durable aerospace aluminum casings allow defensive striking if grabbed. They're legal since their primary purpose is practical, not combative. Steel water bottles. Frozen, they add weight for blunt force impact if swung. Tactical pens. Machined metal pens write normally, but can target pressure points if grasped in a hammer fist. Sturdy umbrellas. Thick shafts can parry blows or jab at throats and eyes. Self-defense keychains. Compact tools like kabotans leverage kinetic energy to strike nerves or joints. Route intelligence. Apps like Life 360 share real-time locations with contacts and feature emergency SOS buttons. De-escalation mastery. Using calm, non-confrontational language diffuses aggression. Architectural awareness. Using walls for back protection and noting exit routes create positional advantages. Krav Maga. Focuses on instinctive strikes to vulnerabilities and rapid disengagement. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Prioritizes ground control, enabling smaller defenders to neutralize larger attackers. Situational drills. Simulating attacks in safe environments builds muscle memory for high-stress moments. Wilderness defense. Protecting yourself in the wild wildlife-specific tools. Bear spray, capsicum resin. The only legal spray in Canada, containing 1-2% OC versus pepper spray's 10%. Effective at 9 meters, its fog pattern deters bears, cougars, or moose. Crucially, using it on humans risks weapons charges. Authorities must believe its presence was solely for fauna. Ultrasonic deterrence. Devices like Pest Patrol emit high-frequency sounds uncomfortable to canines or bears, ideal for deterring curious wildlife without physical harm. Air horns, 130 dB+. Their explosive sound startles animals and signals distress to distant responders. Safer near campsites than sprays, which wind can blow backward. Campsite security protocols. Perimeter systems. Battery-powered trip alarms with infrared sensors or fishing line tripwires rigged to rattling cans provide early intrusion warnings. Fire management. A controlled fire deters nocturnal predators, for example wolves, bears. Extinguishing it fully prevents wildfires but leaves embers smoldering as a passive deterrent. Food discipline. Using bear-proof canisters hung 100+ meters from tents eliminates food odors that attract wildlife. Never store food in tents, a common fatal error. Navigation and communication GPS messengers. Devices like Garmin and Reach allow SOS signals via satellite where cell service vanishes. Subscription services relay coordinates to rescue teams. Topographic mastery. Physical maps and compasses as backups prevent disorientation if electronics fail. Recognizing landforms, for example, ridgelines, river directions, aids navigation. Firearm limitations. Carrying firearms while camping is legally fraught. In Ontario, conservation officers often presume rifle possession equals illegal hunting without specific licenses. Even non-restricted firearms require trigger locks and locked storage in vehicles, rendering them useless for sudden defense. Fatal bear encounters are statistically rarer than legal penalties for misuse. Psychological fortitude, the unseen shield stress inoculation. Regular visualization of threats trains neural pathways to react calmly. Military studies show this reduces panic-induced freezing by 70%. Situational awareness tiers. White, relaxed, unaware, scrolling phone on subway. Yellow, relaxed but alert, scanning exits and people. This is the ideal baseline. Orange, focused on a potential threat, noticing erratic behavior. Red, active response, deploying an alarm or fleeing. The commitment paradox. Hesitation worsens outcomes. Once a defensive action begins, commitment signals confidence, often unnerving attackers expecting passive victims. Legal scenarios, when defense becomes offense. Home. Intrusions. Even during break-ins, courts demand proportionality. Grabbing a kitchen knife might be justified against an armed intruder, but not against an unarmed teen stealing valuables. The 2013 Citizens Arrest and Self-Defense Act allows detaining intruders only if police can't intervene immediately. Weapon escalation. Using found weapons like rocks or branches mid-conflict may be lawful, but premeditation matters. A woman carrying a baton for safety faced charges despite never using it. Prosecutors argued possession alone showed intent. Aftermath protocols. Post-incident. Invoke charter rights. Provide ID but avoid statements until counsel arrives. Document injuries and scenes immediately via photos. Witnesses' contact info is critical. Empowering vulnerable groups, gender-specific realities. With 33% of Montreal women feeling unsafe walking at night, tools like alarms address disproportionate risks. Training focuses on escaping grabs, wrist releases, and groin strikes rather than prolonged combat. Family protocols. Children should memorize safe words if approached by strangers. Role-playing scenarios like being separated at a mall builds reflexive safety habits. Family camping trips include whistle signals. 1 blast means "where are you?" 3 means emergency. The balanced defender. True preparedness in restrictive regions blends knowledge, adaptability, and ethical resolve. It recognizes that the most effective weapon is neither blade nor spray, but a mind trained to assess threats, navigate legal complexities, and act decisively within societal bounds. From the tactical flashlight illuminating a darkened street to the bear spray guarding a forest campsite, solutions exist that honor both safety and law. As urban landscapes grow more unpredictable and wild spaces beckon the adventurous, this equilibrium becomes not just a skill set, but a philosophy of resilient living. By mastering alternatives, we reclaim autonomy without compromising the civil fabric that defines us. Stay safe out there, like the video, share it, comment it, and don't forget to download your free ebook by clicking on the Doomsday Prep 101, a beginner's guide to Canadian survival link provided in the description.